The big picture of RLU/SDXRP. What is going to happen is broken down by Matthew Osborne, who is the Europe Policy Director at Ripple. Mark Carney will also be talked about. He said an interesting thing. As Ripple and XRP go through their tests, he stays in touch with the Bank of England. Someone wrote something about Citibank and XRP. That is going to be checked for accuracy right now. At the end, I'll tell you something new about ETFS. Guys, there will be a movie about a jetpack. Let's start. I hope you had a great weekend. Monday is the day it comes out. Guys, have a great week ahead of you. I'm pulling for you. This is what Ripple adds to the XRP system. That's a permissionless public blockchain that's safe, scalable, ready for business use, and tried and true. A big business use case on the XRP system right now is our work with customers. The XRP record is valuable in and of itself, and it's quick and cheap. It can be used in a lot of different ways in business right now. Ripple gives financial companies easy to use, safe and compliant digital infrastructure that makes it easier for their customers to tokenize, store, exchange, and move value. Since we've been in business for over 10 years, we're in a good position to offer strong but easy-to-use services to financial institutions and other people in the digital asset market. I'm going to talk a little about the XRP ledger, which is Ripple's main blockchain record. Quickly remember that all of these banks now know that rules are in place. The Genius Act regulates stablecoins, and the Clarity Act is currently being pushed through Congress and the Senate. By the end of the year, that should have been passed. Then businesses should have a plan, and this is something that banks like Citibank, Bank of America, and JP Morgan could have done if they had the time, money, and team to do it. Not so for the small to medium-sized businesses and credit unions. They likely haven't done anything. What are you going to do? How are you going to jump frog all of these other banks that have bigger teams and more money than yours? For their technology, you need to go to a company like Ripple or Circle. Take back that Nostra Vostra money and start using it right away. This is how banks are going to connect. Get rid of the old method and start saving 60, 70, or even 80%. XLPL is a safe, low-cost, open layer 1 blockchain that was made with finance use cases in mind. It has been used for over a decade to tokenize and move value. There are more than 100 validators that keep the network safe, and these validators are run by developers, universities, businesses, exchanges, and people. I think the IRS and the SEC as well. Since it was launched in 2012, the XLPL has already seen over 2.8 billion transactions, which move over $1 trillion in value between parties. It's been used by institutions for a decade and has been reliable and stable, handling billions of successful transactions. It also has the world's first decentralized exchange, which brings all the liquidity together into a single protocol. This makes deals more efficient with capital. Okay, let me tell you what's new with the RLUSD stablecoin. We did something new last year when we added the RLUSD stablecoin to our line of products. The RLUSD stablecoin was released in December of last year. Ripple launched a stablecoin because it was a natural way for them to keep connecting regular finance with cryptocurrency. Because we've been in business for a long time, are regulated, have a strong bank sheet, and have a network that pays out almost everywhere in the world, we can offer the best crypto-enabled payments using both XRP and RLUSD. What does Ripple USD mean? It's a tokenized dollar on a blockchain that is highly controlled, fully backed, open, and legal. It's meant to keep the value of $1 stable by using assets that are easy to get, like cash and cash substitutes. It works with both the XRP system and Ethereum. As I already said, the XRP ledger has a lot of great features, such as a high number of transfers per second and very low fees. Standard Custody and Trust Company, which is controlled by the New York Department of Financial Services, is the company that makes the RLUSD stablecoin. So the stablecoin is regulated at a business level, which is one of the main things that makes Ripple's stablecoin stand out. For reserve management, we use a mix of cash and top-tier liquid assets, and we work with various banks to lower the risk of the backing. Compliance is the most important thing to us. Our reserves are checked by us once a week, and they are also checked by a third-party accounting company every month. And the results are posted on our website. A few of those have already been written. Ripple has been working with the New York Department of Financial Services, which is the top regulatory body in the US, to get this cleared. This is just to show you the difference. Don't forget that unlike some other USTD, they waited for approval from the NYDFS, right? In the United States, there aren't many rules about it. They kept that out at sea for a reason. There's a reason they don't have an audit. These are all things that are going on with USDT that banks and other institutions don't want to touch. When there's something like this that is heavily controlled and has BNY Mellon's mark on it, why would they? They are in charge. Why would you use something you don't know? Is this against the law or is it okay? That's the question about USTD. That's why it got a D, and Ripple, XRP, and RLUSD got an A, right? So if you're a bank or other financial institution, you'll either talk to Ripple or Circle. Those are likely your two best options in the US and maybe even other countries. Why do I not think USTD? Because they work with platforms, but let's not get into that. Not all stable coins are the same. People who live in the US are most likely to believe the stable coin. Just some background on the stable coin market as a whole. The value of stable coins on the market has been rising quickly over the past year. We see a market worth $230 billion right now, and if things keep going the way they are, that value could grow to $2.8 trillion by 2028. Why does the market for safe coins grow so quickly? Where does demand come from? And what do we think are the main things that drive demand for RLUSD? First, for businesses to send money to each other across borders. Customers of Ripple's own payment solution, as well as new customers, can gain from having a stable coin on the XRPL. Some of these are network impacts, low transaction costs, and real-time settlement. We use the XRP cryptocurrency right now in our payments network. XRP is the cryptocurrency that runs the XRPL environment. A little while from now, RLUSD will also be out there. That means our payment customers now have another choice.